Wind completely died out.
The equator.
Down to the equator. Could I be crossing the equator? It's dolphins. One of the best things that can happen at sea. Dolphins, baby! 3, 2, 1.
A momentous moment.
Even more iconic. This is what it's all about.
Calls for a sip. Woo-wee.
Welcome back to Sailing Tela Ru. Previously, we did a very epic, iconic, mind-blowing thing. I never dreamed just a few short years ago that we would literally be visiting places like Panama, let alone doing bucket list out of this world things like Panama Canal transit on our own boat. Mind-blowing, iconic, and epic to think that we are checking off so many incredible bucket list things. If y'all didn't catch that video, I've got it linked up in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now we're doing something even more iconic, which is crossing the South Pacific Ocean. We've got about 4,100 nautical miles to go, the most we've ever been at sea in one single passage. When we crossed the Atlantic Ocean and then kept going on to Curacao, we were at sea for, I believe, around 2,600 nautical miles. This is quite a bit more than that. We're actually on day 2 of our Pacific crossing, and this is how it started. In our last episode, we left off celebrating our successful Panama Canal transit.
On behalf of the Panama Canal and the Panamanian government, we want to welcome to the Pacific side.
What a day that was. But we didn't mention the little curveball that hit us right afterward. After dropping off our canal advisor, we headed straight to Flamenco Marina to drop off our line handlers and to top our fuel off. We motored over 40 nautical miles through the canal, and we didn't want to begin the biggest passage of our lives crossing the Pacific without every drop of diesel we could carry. Our agent had come to our boat before our Panama Canal transit at 3:30 a.m. to drop off the line handlers, the special canal lines, and huge canal fenders, and assured us at that time that he would meet us on the other side at Flamenco Marina to pick up the line crew that afternoon, and that Flamenco Marina was expecting us for a refuel, since he had made a fueling reservation for us. But as we approached, Shawn radioed in like usual, but the marina claimed they had no reservation for us, that their fuel dock was actually closed. This was not exactly what we wanted to hear, since we were counting on a quick turnaround. And to top it off, our agent was nowhere to be found, after assuring us he would be waiting there for us after the canal transit. The marina wouldn't let us dock, not even to drop off the crew, so we ended up drifting around the anchorage for about an hour and a half, taking away the precious daylight we needed to get out past the anchored mega ships before dark to start our Pacific crossing. Eventually, the agent showed up and got it all sorted out, and we were allowed in. But then came one more surprise. The marina slapped on a fee for simply dropping off the 3 line handlers. The fee to drop the line handlers off was added onto the marina fuel bill, even though we had paid all of our canal transit fees in advance to the agent, and the agent wanted the marina fuel bill and the marina line handler drop-off fee to be paid to him, the agent, in cash. It was a crap show there at the end of the day. Shawn handed the cash from the marina fuel bill and the marina drop-off fee to our agent at his direction and watched it go straight into his wallet. After the hefty costs of transiting the canal, that odd last-minute add-on felt like a shady inside job type of ripoff. But we had a whole new ocean calling our name, and we weren't about to let it ruin the start of our next adventure. So with the sun dropping fast, we rushed to get underway and stow the lines and fenders. This life is unpredictable, and we're doing something we once dreamed about. And instances like this really are rare. But before we knew it, we had left Panama behind, and as the sun rose the next morning, our first full day on the Pacific, we felt alive and ready. This was our very first time in Pacific waters, and there's a special excitement that comes with new horizons. We don't exactly know what this journey will hold, but we can't wait to take y'all with us along for the ride. Officially 24 hours in and 162 nautical miles down. Grits and sausage. Sunset just after the 24-hour mark at sea. And now, back to day 2. We've actually gotten pretty lucky so far because when we checked all of the weather and everything for this passage, the first couple days were actually supposed to be pretty dead, no wind hardly at all. But for the most part, we've actually had pretty decent wind, so we've been able to sail pretty much this entire time, which this long of a passage, we need to conserve our fuel for sure. I will say it is hot. It's just so wild that we're starting this brand new adventure of crossing the Pacific. It feels like we just did something so iconic by crossing the Atlantic Ocean for the second time. Then we did something amazing by sailing over 700 miles to Panama. Then we transited the Panama Canal. And now, boom, we're crossing the Pacific Ocean. It just feels like everything we're doing just keeps getting more exciting. Bucket list type things. It's like we keep having to pinch ourselves that we're doing this. But we are doing it. One day we're gonna look back on this and it's just gonna be a memory. So we're literally just trying to soak in every single moment that we can. That was crazy. I saw that. That was insane. Woo! Did you see it that time?
Yeah.
Where'd you go, dolphin? Do you see them? They're right here. Woo! They're right here, babe. They were just right there. While the dolphins were playing hide and seek with us, Shawn went ahead and took down the Panamanian courtesy flag. And if the dolphins weren't enough nature for us, we were visited by a booby bird. There's a bird on our thing. Brown boobies have a pan-tropical distribution, meaning they inhabit tropical regions around the world, including the South Pacific Ocean. They are found in both the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, as well as the Indian Ocean. The brown booby is a large seabird in the South Pacific. Brown boobies are commonly found in French Polynesia, including islands like the Marquesas, Society, and Tuamotus. Another flag down, baby!
Yeah.
Whoa! Where will they appear next? A good near sunset dolphin show is like one of the best things, one of the best things that can happen at sea. We're getting ready for the sun to set not long from now. Shawn went down to get our dinner prepared. In a couple of days, we're going to be crossing the equator for the first time ever. As I keep saying, milestone after milestone, this is what it's all about. Dinner at sea. Night 2. Hawaiian rolls, steak, carrots, and a little broccoli hidden in there. It's dolphins! Day 3 dolphins. Dolphins everywhere. Dolphins everywhere. Oh. Day 3 at sea couldn't have started out any better with a beautiful dolphin show. It's really, really, really calm out here, so it's quite nice. Last night around 2:30 a.m. our wind completely died out to like 7 knots. So we had to pull the sail and start motoring. So that's what we're doing right now, is just motoring south, south, south until we can hit those trade winds. And now it's time for some coffee. Let's go. We've got like 8 knots of wind, so for a little while we were able to turn off the motor and get some sail out. I laid out, got myself a little sun on my back, but the wind is currently literally like 7.9 knots. So we have the motor back on and we're just doing what we expected we were gonna do based on the Windy app, which was motor until we get far enough south. We're eventually going to get down to the equator, and then we're hopefully going to get far enough south soon enough so that we can just sail the rest of the way. Barbecue meatball sliders on night 3 at sea for dinner. It's like 4:30, 4:45, something like that right now. Trying to keep cool, but it is impossible because it is hot, hot, hot. But we do have something very exciting happening a little bit later. We will be crossing the equator at some point in the middle of the night. Can't wait. That's not till later tonight. Four, three, two, one.
Congrats.
Woo!
Woohoo! Woohoo!
I got it!
Awesome.
We did it, baby!
Well, y'all, here we are on the deck of good old Tela Ru, and it ain't cockpit 30. It's dark 30. It is a monumental moment here aboard good old Tela Ru because we just crossed the equator into the southern Pacific Ocean, y'all. And if y'all follow the channel, y'all know a momentous moment calls for a sip. And y'all, on this momentous occasion, in honor of King Neptune, god of the oceans, we are going to be sipping some special Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey Frank Sinatra Select Special Edition, y'all. This Jack Daniel's Sinatra Select Edition pays homage to old Frank Sinatra himself, because you see, back in the 1950s, old Frank got a hold of some of that good old Jack Daniel's number 7 and fell in love with it, y'all. He was so in love with it, he called it the nectar of the gods. This special edition is supposed to be a tribute to take you way back to the way it was in 1950s with good old number 7 Jack Daniels. Because you see, back in the 1950s, old number 7 Jack Daniels was bottled at 90 proof. The old Brown Foreman, the owner of Jack Daniels, sometime about 1987, started bottling good old Jack Daniels Black Label number 7 at 80 proof. And that's what you find sitting on the shelf to this day, y'all, is 80 proof. But this here Frank Sinatra Special Edition, 90 proof. And not only is it 90 proof, they took the oak barrels and cut some real deep grooves in those barrels to give this here Special Edition whiskey some extra deep, rich, oaky flavors. So let's get this Special Edition bottle open on this momentous occasion here in the Southern Pacific Ocean, y'all. Might have to save that for a souvenir. Southern Ocean Crossing Jack Daniel's label. You just put it here in the box before I forget. Woohoo! We're going to be doing this sip old Frank's way. He liked it with 3 cubes of ice, 2 fingers of Jack, and a little bit of water. This will be Neptune's. King Neptune, ruler of the seas, we honor you as we cross this sacred line into the southern hemisphere and ask for your blessings in our continued sailing. We are your humble servants and offer you libations in return for your protection. We ask you for fair winds, following seas, and thrilling adventures. I, Shawn Young, captain of sailing vessel Tela Ru, and Amber Young, first mate of sailing vessel Tela Ru, do formally renounce our status as polywogs and pledge to reign over our good ship Tela Ru as true and faithful shellbacks from this day hence. To King Neptune. To King Neptune. Ooh-wee, mighty fine.
To King Neptune.
And y'all know me, always gotta have that second sip. Let me tell you, on this milestone moment, we have completed 4 days sailing out into the Pacific Ocean, covered some 650 nautical miles, and crossed the equator into the Southern Ocean. That's some pretty humbling stuff for this old country boy. So it's with humble gratitude that I want to thank y'all for watching and thank y'all for following along, one wave at a time, as we circumnavigate the globe. And we'll see y'all next time on Sailing Tela Ru.